Welcome to folks who are here with us now for this evening's Vermont Academy event for incoming and returning Vermont Academy students, specifically looking at residential life. And we're excited to have Adrian Diaz, our Dean of Student Life, as well as our interim athletic director. And he also oversees international student programming, and Eloise, who is a rising senior, and proctor, student leader in the dorms and current students. So we've got some good perspective here this evening. And the intention of this evening's kind of info session is to speak to and answer questions about what is it to be a boarding student at Vermont Academy? What is residential life? What do we pack? What do we not pack? What might my room look like? How do I know who my roommate is? Um, what does that look like for me as a student, as a parent? And Adrian and Eloise have, for folks who registered ahead of time, have your questions that you submitted through the registration form, so they'll be able to kind of speak to those. And yeah, should be good.
All right. So, hello everyone. As Miss Wilkins mentioned, my name is Adrian Diaz. I'm the Dean of Students here as well as the Interim Athletic Director. I also work a lot with the PG class, and I coach the soccer team, the boys soccer team, and I also teach a Spanish class. So I do a little bit of everything. Just to tell you a little fun fact about me, I actually graduated from here back in the day. I still like to think that I'm a young person, but I'm getting older every day. So but yeah, so obviously all the questions you might have, just know that I probably had them at some point, and so I want to make sure that you feel comfortable asking any questions. We got a lot of the questions that you kind of sent ahead of time, so we'll try to cover those. But before that, I'm gonna let Eloise kind of like jump in and introduce herself as well.
Hi everyone. I'm Eloise. I'm from Canada, especially Quebec. Um, Miss Wilkins said it. I'm about to be a senior. It's gonna be my third year at VA, and then I just had an amazing experience the 2 years before, so I decided to come back. And like Mr. Diaz said, if you guys have questions, I probably had them at some point as well as an international and boarding student. So, you know, feel free to ask them and I probably have an answer for you guys.
There you go. There you go. That's awesome. So, just to give a little kind of like overlook of what we're gonna be talking about. We obviously just went through a little bit of introductions. I'm gonna be talking about key dates, specifically that first question already that you guys asked about. How does arrival day look like, right? What is arrival day? The different arrival dates. How to do send itineraries to student life if you need pick up at the airport, etc. From there, we're going to talk about the packing list. What does a room look like? I'll let Eloise also talk a little bit about what her room looks like and what she always thinks about bringing, you know. I saw a couple of pictures of the rooms just because I heard some questions about that as well. I read some questions about that as well. The roommate process. They want to talk a little bit about dress code, a normal day in the life of a Wildcat, and I will let obviously Eloise as well talk a little bit about it as she's a current Wildcat right now. Then we'll talk a little bit more about weekends as well and how the weekends look like at Vermont Academy for a boarding student and for a day student as well. And then we'll finish with Reach, which is a new software that we have implemented this year, and we'll tell you all about it. I hope we get through all the questions that you have, and but obviously as well, I want to make sure that you know that you can always reach me at adias@vermontacademy.org, and we'll have also a letter going out this weekend to all the families, current families, new families, with a lot of information about student life, and a lot of the things that I'm going to be sharing with you right now will be there as well. Okay. So I guess we can just start with a little bit of the key dates and important dates in general for arrival. So all new international students are arriving on August 25th. The reason for that is that we want to give them kind of like plenty of time for them to be able to get acclimated with Vermont Academy. The proctors will already be here. They're perfect hosts to just let you know how everything works at Vermont Academy. And we want to basically give a chance for those students that are coming from far away to be able to get acclimated. Like we're gonna be doing some shopping trips, make sure that you get everything you need for your day a day. Then on the 28th, on Thursday the 28th, is registration and moving day one, and that's for preseason athletes, fall preseason athletes. So that will be for boys soccer, girls soccer, and mountain biking. So if you are participating in any of those sports in varsity, not JV, but in varsity, that will be the day to arrive. Everyone else will be arriving on Saturday the 30th. Okay, and just so you know, I will share with you right now. I'm going to share with you right now the key dates, and this will be in the letter that we're going to be sending on um, Friday to everyone. Okay, so here you can see all the key dates, and again, this will be shared with you. But as you can see, the important arrival dates are the 25th for new international kids, the 28th for preseason athletes, and the 30th for everyone else. So now, the great question that you asked already, um, how is moving day, right? What does moving day look like? So on moving day, basically all the students will be able to arrive into the gym parking lot, and there will be different stations in which you will be able to kind of like you have a checklist, and you will be able to check absolutely everything that goes through with Vermont Academy. Academics, make sure that you're in the right courses. You will have a chance to actually talk to the dean of academics to make sure that you are, or if you're not, what can you do differently. Parents are obviously welcome to attend to go through everything with the students. We actually recommend it because then we can also meet you and put a face to the name, right? Academics, as I was saying, a student life and residential life. You will be able to get your keys, your roommate information. You will be able to know more about where you're going to be living. Athletics, you're going to be able to choose your athletics for the fall, for the winter, and the spring. This can change obviously during the year, but we want to make sure that we have a good picture of that. You will get all the Wi-Fi information. You will be able to hear about other extracurriculum activities that you can join. You will get your photo taken, etc., etc. It will be 1,000 different little small checklists that you will have to, check boxes that you will have to kind of click or check, and we are here to do that with you, right? So that can be something scary, that can be something that is new, but we want to make sure that you get to know us, and everyone, all adults and proctors will be here to guide you through it. I just have one question there that says parents leave the students, or we may stay the week of the 25th. You will be able to stay through the moving day, like the moving process. So the moving process will be going through the gym and doing that checklist, and then we'll have kind of like an address to the entire school with the parents included in the theater. And after that, we will tell you, okay, parents, you can now leave your kids, and this is starting, and that will be the moment when the kids will stay with us. Again, through the process, parents, of course, are more than welcome to do tours, to come in the next day if there's something that the kids are missing, or there is something that they haven't brought. We are not like going to be telling you, no, you cannot come to campus. We're more than welcome for you to come, but we want to make sure that after that all school address, that you know that we will ask the parents to leave for the day, so make sure that the kids start getting acclimated to what Vermont Academy is all about. So just wanted to make sure that I answered that one. So that's a little bit about the key dates. Again, that will go out to everyone on Friday as well, and you should have it already. You probably have it already, but in case you don't, on Friday will go out again, so you can you can have it. In terms of what to bring, right? So great, we have a arrival day. That's amazing, but what do we bring? So in order to make this easy for you, another thing that has been shared already with the students, and it will be shared as well in the letter on Friday, is the boarding student packing list. So I'm gonna share this with you as well. I want to make sure that I can share the screen. There you go, boarding list. Oh, not yet. All right, Eloise, can you see it? So I want to make sure that they also can
Yep.
see it. Perfect. So here is a list of what to bring. Okay, the packing list for boarding students, and I'm gonna let obviously Eloise talk a little bit more about what her essentials usually are or what she always likes to have in her room. But here is a good list of what to expect, what you should bring, as well as what you shouldn't bring. Okay, what to leave at home. So again, it's very truthful list, and it also tells you information about if you want to ship items, where to ship them, and what day will start getting them, and make sure that you keep them. There's things that obviously might be hard to bring just in the car, or if you're coming internationally in your bag. So there are things that we offer the idea of the opportunity of you being able to ship things if you want to. Okay, we also going to offer trips to Keen, to Walmart, Home Goods, TJ Maxx throughout the year, but especially throughout the first couple of weeks to make sure that if there's things that kids are missing, that they can bring them. And before I let you, Luis, go at it, I just wanted to also show a couple of pictures about from for the rooms. Okay, so these are what a normal room will look like. This one for West Hill. Which is a girls' dorm this year. And then I'm going to show you right here one for alumni, which is a boys' dorm. But as you can see, they're very similar in terms of size. They're very similar in terms of what they have. They all have a bed, a desk for you to be able to do homework, a drawer, and then a closet. In this one, for example, you cannot see it, but from where you take the picture, there's also two closets there, and built-in closets that the kids have. Here in the West Hill room, the same thing, right? You have the drawers, but you also have the closets that are kind of like in the entrance. Okay, so that's just for you to have a little picture of how it is. Before we go any further, Elo, what are some things that you love to bring to campus that you feel like are essential for you?
Well, first thing I have to mention is probably a fan because sometimes in the summer it gets really hot and then like we've got in my dorm it was really hot at some point, so we had a fan and then it was just great. And then if you walk on campus you can see that people bring fans because I never thought about it, but it got really hot at some point. So when you want to sleep and it's really hot, sometimes it's bothering you. And then I'd like to say like I bring sheets, but like multiples because I remember when my sophomore year, my roommate came, she was from Spain and she didn't have any because I don't know. She was funny though, but she didn't have any sheets. So I gave her some. And then, second of all, when you clean your sheets, you need like a backup option sometimes because sometimes you want to clean your sheets but then the dryers it's taken, so you're left with no sheets at all. So I always bring like multiple things just in case something happens, if you lose something, if your roommates needs anything. Like mine, she needed like soap, so I always bring like I don't bring
Two of
extra,
everything.
but I bring a little bit more just in case. So, but like Mr. Diaz said, there's always things that are like open. There's trips, there's the VA store where you can buy essential things. So, but I always bring more than you think because you never know what can
Elo,
happen.
quick question for you, Elo. Do you have washer and dryers in every dorm?
We do, and then one thing that's really nice is that they're free, so you don't need to pay for that. So they're free, you can use them at any time. What we usually do as students, we get group chats, and so we have like markers. So we either write down in the chat, hey, it's me, and then I'm using the washer, I'll be done at X time. Or we write our name, and then if you want to go do your laundry and then someone's clothes are in the washing machine, then you can take their clothes and put it in the dryer. You put a sheet and then you just text them, "Hey, just letting you know, I put your clothes in the dryer." And then, everyone's fine with it. And then in my dorm we've got two washing machines and two dryers.
So just so you know, everyone, there will be in each dorm, depending of how big or how small it is, there will be a minimum of 2 or 3 washer and dryers, and then obviously that gets bigger depending of the room, depending of the floor in which dorm you are. And again, those ones are completely free. And as Elo was saying, it becomes a big community. So that communication between the students is usually great, and especially for those of you who might be new at doing laundry on your own, right? That's another big thing too. Is like don't be afraid of asking. The proctors like Elo are people that have been here for already 1 year or multiple years, so they know that those things happen, and you need to learn. So that's what we're here for, and same thing with adults, right? Every dorm has adults that are on duty 24/7 to make sure that the safety of the students is the most important thing, and obviously it's always happened. I just wanted to go back to a question that Wendy had about parents able to assist students moving into their rooms. Yes, definitely. Once the check-in happens and you go through the checklist and you get all those things checked off the list, you are able to help your kid move in, and you have plenty of time before the school address, the old school address that will happen later on the day. So 100% you will have plenty of time to move in your kids. So in the similar note, before we move out of like what a room looked like, I also wanted to mention that there's something called roommate questionnaires, right? So by now, all of you should have received the roommate questionnaires, and that's what Student Life uses. Me as part of Student Life and my entire team uses to match you with the perfect roommate. There are questions like, what time do you like to go to bed? Do you just like to use the room to do homework? Do you like to use the room to hang out, listen to music? Common questions to make sure that we place you with someone that has those same kind of like likes, the same needs, and that we feel it could be a great fit. Don't worry. Don't put a lot of pressure on yourself. There's times where those roommate situations might not work out. And if they don't work out, that's completely fine. We first try to make it work, obviously, with both parties, right? But eventually, there are some times where it's just not the right fit, and that happens. And that's where communication is very important, to talk to an adult, talk to someone from Student Life or a dorm parent, and make sure that obviously we can approach that conversation. And sometimes we obviously do room changes, and it's completely fine. So want to make sure that we try our best with the information that we have. 99% of the time is a really good match. Eloise and knows that, but it's obviously something that is not perfect. So, and to answer the question that you have in Tanya, no, that you will know the roommate situation the same day that you arrive. Just because we want to get us plenty of time to make sure that every single kid can send us all the roommate questionnaires, and then the day of the moving day, we make sure that you receive that information. So moving into something that also a lot of people have questions about, dress code. All right. So another thing that I wanted to mention that will be also shared on Friday in that letter that will go to all the new families in the newsletter is the dress code. So as part of our handbook that will also be shared on that letter, the dress code, and let me share it with you. I'm sorry. There you go. The dress code is a big part of it, of course, right? Like what to bring, what not to bring, right? So this will be shared with all the families, so you can take a look at it, and obviously make sure that you bring what's needed. But we just want to make sure that obviously with dress code we have what is called classroom dress code, right? Classroom dress code, we want to make sure that it's something clean, and that goes for blouses, dress shirts, collar shirts, sweatshirts, but things that, again, the students feel comfortable wearing, but also fit kind of like what we ask for, right? And then in terms of bottom, it will be dress pants, trousers, slacks, khakis, jeans as well. Again, we're not trying to make this hard for the students, right? But we don't want kids bringing sweatpants or pajamas into the classroom, right? So we just want to make sure that they have some comfortability in terms of what they can bring and how they can express themselves and dress, but also with some limits to what we say yes or what we don't say yes to. But that being said, obviously there's times when you're not in the classroom, right? There's times when you're going to dinner, when you are going to hang out with your friends. Of course you can wear sweatpants. That's kind of like what the difference between the classroom dress and then the casual dress that we have on the weekends after classroom time, that allows a little bit more of that I guess a little bit more of that freedom, right, in terms of what to bring. Black leggings are allowed. Yes, black leggings are allowed. Thank you, Wendy, for that question. All right. So, anything, Elo, that you wanna add on in terms of dress code or how you, yeah, what anything that maybe I have missed before we move into the next thing?
Well, I think it's nice that we have like a dress code like that, because in the winter when it gets cold, sometimes, well, you have to walk to your classes and you're allowed to have a hoodie on, and then people sometimes they don't wear their jacket, but having a hoodie on, like, with jeans, you have no excuses. Like, you cannot say, "Oh, I'm cold. Like, I wanted to wear sweatpants." Like, you can have a hoodie on, and then you just walk to your classes, and then you're fine. And then second of all, with like I've seen it with the hockey team and then like soccer teams. When it's game day, what people usually do for hockey is either they dress up, as a team, so it's really really nice, and it looks really good. And for soccer, like we wear our VA things, like our soccer things, and I think that's really nice because it brings the people together, and then they're like it shows that we're a team, so I think it's really nice. So we're allowed to wear our VA things. Um, we weren't allowed. We had sweatpants, but our coach let us wear them on game days. So I think it's
Good.
really
There you
nice. And
go. Good, good, good. Yes, and again, obviously, we want to make sure that we offer plenty of opportunities for families to be able to, and for the kids, right, to be able to bring to be themselves and to wear what they want to, but obviously within some patterns. But again, this will be also shared with you this Friday, and you will have plenty of time to take a look at it and have those questions. So I wanted to go into what a normal day looks like for a wildcat, right? So Elo, why don't you tell me in like 1 minute, 2 minutes, what a normal weekday looks for you, and then I obviously will jump in into telling people a little bit of difference between the fall and the winter. But what a normal day? What is a normal day for you, Elo?
so I wake up usually at, I don't know, I'd say 6:30, because I like to go to the gym. I go to the gym in the mornings because I like it when there's less people, because usually it's busy in the afternoons, so there's less people in the morning. Then I go and eat breakfast because breakfast opens at 7:30, so it's open from 7:30 to 9, and usually my first class is at 8:15. So I go eat quick, and then I go back to my dorm because it's really close to the dining hall. I take a shower, I dress up, and then I leave my room at probably 8:05 with my roommate, and then we're walking to Fuller, so we go down and then we walk on Long Walk. Then I'm going to my class, so it's with blocks, so A, B, C, D, E. So let's say I have all of them. Then I'm going to my classes, and what's nice is they're all in Fuller. So I have my math class third floor, then my Spanish class second floor. So it's all in the same building. So it's really easy to get in. Then it's lunch. So at 11:15, when most of the classes end, then we all go to the dining hall. um, Usually I sit with the same people except on Fridays. So I go, there's a line, I wait in a line, I take my lunch, I eat whatever I want, and then if it's Monday, we have community meetings. So we
Mhm.
either all head there, or if it's not, then I'm going to my class once again, so Fuller, so I'm walking. And then when my day ends, well, I have a practice, so I'm going back to my room. Sometimes I stop at the dining hall and I drink a little chocolate milk. Then I go back to my room, I get changed really quick, and then I head to the field, soccer fields, I practice for 2 hours. Then when it's over, we have a little chat, and then the whole team goes to the dining hall to eat dinner. And then after dinner, usually we have free time, so I either spend my time with my friends. There's spike ball, volleyball, the soccer fields are there. Um, and then at 8, it's the chicken. So at 8, I'm going back to my dorm. I'm in the dorm, and then it's study hours. So I take a quick shower, and then it's like quiet, the dorm's quiet, we're doing homework, we're talking. If I have nothing to do, I can go hang out in one of my friends' room, but we try to stay quiet. And then 10 p.m., lights off, it's the last check-in, and then I'm going to sleep. Usually I like to talk with my roommate a little bit because we get along very well, and then I'm sleeping.
Well, that's great, Ella. Thank you for that. That was very thoughtful, and I think that summarizes very well what a normal day looks like for a waka, right? Yeah, a normal Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? Will look like. It's important to know that yes, as you were saying, Elo, all the blocks, right, are by letter A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Not all of those classes, as you were saying, are classes that you will have. So sometimes during those free times, people go to the library to finish some homework, go to Center for Learning. If they want to do one-on-one tutoring with a teacher, they can hang out with friends, play spikeball, other games, obviously that we have in the lawn. And yes, then every after 3:30, when the last class happens, from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., as Ella was saying, will be practice, call it soccer, call it hockey, call it whatever practice it would be. And then after the free time and dinner time from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. is what we call study hours. And study hours is something that obviously we pride ourselves a lot into. It's an opportunity for the students to catch up with homework. Again, there is some one-on-one tutoring as well that is available. There's different locations in which people can do the homework. Some people they love to do it in their rooms. Elo, I know that you love doing it in your rooms and your room, and you can be from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. doing homework if you need to. There's some other people that maybe they don't feel that they can be as productive, right, in their room. So maybe they decide to go to the Center for Learning, where there's tutors available, or maybe to the library, where they can also do it in a more quiet in a more quiet area, right? So that's something that obviously each kid is different, and we want to make sure that we provide you with that opportunity to go one place or the other, depending of what your needs are. Just so you know, one of the questions that was asked was, are there Saturday classes every Saturday? No. In the fall and in the spring, we have an A-B program in which every other Saturday we will have Saturday classes. And then in the winter, it's very cool. We move into half days. So Mondays and Thursdays we have full days, but then Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays we have half days. That means that every Saturday in the winter trimester, yes, we have Saturday classes, but we move into the half day program because a lot of this sports and snow leave right at noon to make sure that they have as much light time for them to do the sports, right? So those days, by doing half days, we then include Saturday classes, okay? And then in the spring, we go back to the normal fall and spring schedule. I just wanted to make sure I answer some of the questions that have been coming through before we move into the next couple of topics. Irons, very important question. Yes, we allow irons, and sometimes the families love to provide the student with irons, so then they can iron their clothes. You will be surprised how many times that is also a great learning moment in which faculty help them a lot, and that's completely fine. That's what the dorm parents are for. And then I saw a question about where can we buy the soccer uniforms. All that is provided by the school. So when you sign up for athletics, fall, winter, and spring, we have a great athletic department that provides the uniforms, practice uniforms, and then we also provide with some swag, right? As Eloise likes to call it, to make sure that you can wear that also during game days and things like that. Um, so I want to go into the weekends, all right, and also kind of like touches into what the Arda family is asking about how international students are integrated to the school community. So, Elo, you had a long week, lots of classes, lots of practice. What how are weekends at Vermont Academy? What is a weekend for you at Vermont Academy as an international student, but also just as a proctor and yes, as Eloise? Tell me.
Well, there's first of all, there's many trips. So every faculty member on duty has to either, do something. So there's trips either to Keene, sometimes it's in well, there's a big mall, I forgot the name, but there's a really huge mall where you can go with your friends all day long. There's also activities in on campus, so either sometimes it's 3v3 basketball with Coach Zoll, the basketball coach, or it's baking in someone's apartment. We have also clubs, so we had like the bread club, which
Mhm.
was a faculty member that was, cooking with students. We have like writing clubs. We have a lot of clubs. So, people I like they like to join. Even if you don't know how to cook or anything, you just join and then it's fun. Um, if I wasn't going on trips, I would either, I stay on campus, I hang out with my friends. The den is always open during summer. You know, people are there. You hang out with them. The gym is open. You can do a lot of things. You can go to your friend's dorm, and also if you have day student friends, then you can ask permission on the Reach app to go to their house for the weekend. Then if your parents are accepting it and then the student life accepts it, then you can go there. There's always something to do. You're never gonna be like, if you don't do anything, it's like a personal choice because there's always options. So if you want to do something, there's always something to do.
Well, that was an awesome answer, Elo, and it's important too to know sometimes you guys are just gonna be tired as well, right? Like, I mean,
Yep.
you have been having a long soccer game 2.5 hours away, or whatever sports you're playing, and then you're coming back and you might be a little tired and you just want to hang out in your room with your friends and watch a movie, right? But we offer plenty of opportunities on campus and off campus to make sure that teenagers can also be teenagers and they can do also socializing, going watch a movie, going shopping, apple picking, strawberry picking, like you name it, right? Like I think that's important to know that we do a lot of work with the kids to make sure that we also provide what they want, right? So like our proctors or student leaders will share usually forums with the students to make sure that they can ask, hey, what would you like to see this weekend? What would you want to do this weekend? And they can answer. They can make sure that we can make sure that we can provide that from student life, and so they can be happy. I wanted to answer the question of how can we avoid roommates bringing multiple shared things such as racks and refrigerators. We usually the rooms are actually big enough for people to bring, and they usually they appreciate it, bring their own mini fridge, right? Like it often happens that they will have two mini fridges, and that's completely fine. That's something that we obviously want to make sure that uh, um, they can bring it if possible. Obviously, once the moving happens, sometimes that might accidentally happen, right? Like, yeah, we brought a rack, you brought a rack too. But there is usually, again, plenty of space for things to work out. And then with the parents there as well, there is one time that if something needs to be brought back home, they can also bring it back home. We also have storage areas to place things if needed. So obviously we are prepared for that as well. And also if there's any questions regarding roommate assignments, you really want to know specific things about each room or each dorm, things like that, please send me an email. I'm gonna actually provide it right here for all of you to have, and this will be actually good um, for everyone to have even after the recording. There you go, and I will be more than happy to answer all those questions. One last thing that we wanted to mention, obviously, before we go and before we open the platform for other questions to happen, is Eloise mentioned Reach, right? Reach is a new platform that we're using, is an app that has been working really well with us. In which students, if they want to leave on the weekend, boarding students want to leave on the weekend, or they want to do a day trip, we obviously require approval from parents, right? We will never let a kid leave campus without, unless it's a school commitment, right? Like a game or things like that, without parents' approval. So if a kid wants to leave campus with another friend, which often happens and is wonderful, like Elo said, to go grab dinner at their other at the friend's parents' house, or maybe over the weekend because they want to invite them for the weekend. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. We have this app in which the student will write basically the request, and then an email will be sent to the parents, and the parents can just click accept, decline if they're not comfortable with it, or they can ask there's a third one that they can write any comments that will then go to student life, and if it's accepted from both parents, from both sets of parents, in terms of like the student that is bringing them home and the other student, we're all good with it, we fully approve it. If there's a if someone denies it, then obviously we will make sure that the student stays at home. Usually that comes with also an email that parents like to send, which we welcome, about details about why yes, why not. But that's something that has worked really well with us. That is not just an email, but it's an app that actually will allow you to click accept or deny into those requests. And there will be more information coming up on that for the students, and parents don't need to download the app. Like actually, it's just an email that gets sent to them when the request happens. It's an app that most prep schools use nowadays, so it's something that we have been very happy with, and the parents have actually loved it because it gets very specifics on where the kid is going, what time they're coming back, etc., etc. I wanted to keep going through questions, so now I kind of want to open. First, Elo, is there anything else you want to share before we open the floor for any other questions that we can answer?
Well, I want to say like just like the Reach app, if you or your kid like have some worries, we have advisory.
Mm-hmm.
So we're a group of people like assigned to a faculty member, and we meet I think twice a week, and it's really helpful. So when we got the Reach app, everyone was a bit confused. Well, we had advisory and then we all did it together. We helped each other out when we had question. We talked with our peers, with the faculty member, our advisor, and then if there's any worries or anything, everyone is here to help. So if
Mm-hmm.
you have troubles, filling something out on Reach, then you can ask a faculty member, a student that was here last year that had to go through it like you have to right now. So if there's any questions, everyone is here. Like there's no shame at all because we all had the same questions when we got there. So we're more than happy to answer them and help you out with the.
Thank you, Elo. And that's important also to know. Like there's plenty of check-ins happening every day from adults to kids, right? So opportunities for questions to be asked, opportunities for those things to happen. We always keep an eye on them 24/7, and we want to make sure that we build those relationships with your kids to make sure that they feel comfortable asking that. And sometimes those questions you don't want to ask an adult, and that's fine. That's why we have proctors, right? Such as Elo, who every question you might have, she probably had it at some point, and she was able to go through it with the right people, and now she's in a position where she can answer those questions for you, and if not, she can bring you to the right person to then answer those for you. So I'm gonna now open the floor for any other questions that come up. Actually, there's two there that I want to answer, but if you wanna type any other questions, feel free to do it. So, are there storage companies that store things during the summer? Great question. So we actually we let you storage things on campus for free. So you don't need to you don't need to go out and find a company for you to storage things. We have different areas or places on campus in which in the summer our students can drop those things there, usually in boxes, and they can keep them there during the summer. So the next year they can just grab them and they don't have to bring them back and forth from home to to school and school to home. Can you talk about transportation to the airport during breaks? Is there a cost? Are there specific times that you provide a shuttle? Another fantastic question. So, we provide transportation to and from airports, Boston and Hartford Airport. And we do use a third company called Thomas Transportation that shuttles in many different times. And the good things that they have worked with us so many years that they're very, very flexible. So if someone even for a weekend needs to go home and that requires transportation to the airport, they will provide that, right? It does come with an extra cost. Usually, the more people, for example, international kids that come into the 25th, or people that come into the 28th, the more people that they get into the transportation shuttle, the less it costs. If it's more like a personalized, individualized one-on-one, I have to bring you there to the airport. It might cost a little bit more. However, we provide free transportation to the train station. So another thing that most people do is I might if I'm a student and I need to go to New York City to spend the weekend with my family. We provide transportation to Bellows Falls train station and bus station, and a lot of the kids take that train or take the bus home, right? So that's something that might be easier than sometimes bringing someone to the airport. Um, Next question. Adrian, can you give us your email, please? And can you repeat us, please, the moving date? Yes, definitely, Begonia. It's in the webinar chat. I'll copy and paste it again so you can have it. And the moving dates are for new international students is August 25th. Monday, August 25th. For preseason athletes, fall preseason athletes, so soccer and mountain biking, that they are varsity athletes. Usually the coaches have already communicated with them. They arrive the 28th, August the 28th, and that's a Thursday. And then everyone else, every other student arrives on campus on Saturday, August 30th. Saturday, August 30th. And a specific, very detailed schedule will come out the week of August 1st, and it will be sent to all the families. And that will have very specific times about when the moving happens, what times you can be around campus, when is the address to this all school address, when are the parents asked to leave. That will be shared with you in the upcoming days as well. And it's very, very detailed, so the families really, really appreciate it. When can they sign in for academic classes? When can they see the options? So take a look at your emails, the new VA emails, because that's where classes signups will be shared, and the times for you to be able to pick up the classes and the courses. And again, during moving day, you will be meeting with the class dean, with academic dean. Every single person will be meeting with academic dean, and that's where also some questions can happen of like, oh, do we want to change this class? Do we want to not? And then there's an add and drop period of 2.5 weeks in which you can try a class. And if during the class you feel like maybe, let's put an example, Spanish, right? You want to take Spanish, but you don't know if you could fit Spanish 2 or Spanish 3 because you have taken Spanish before. There is an add and drop period that really helps you kind of get into the width of it and knowing that, oh, maybe I'm in a too low of a level. I want to try to go to Spanish 3, or too high of a level, maybe Spanish 2 makes more sense. And that's where you can talk to the advisors. As Eloise said, they're your point person. There's one advisor for every 6 students. So it's people that are going to be on top of things, make sure that they help you out, and the advisors are going to be communicating with you families before school starts, 4 days, 5 days before school starts, just to give you a quick welcome and to help you out with what you need. What else do we have for questions? Let's see. Who do we ask questions regarding the impact baseline test? That's a great question, Jack. I'm excited to have you for preseason. So that will be Sarah Dunbar. Okay. S Dunbar at vermontacademy.org, and I'm dropping it here, and the name is Sarah Dunbar. She is our athletic trainer, head athletic trainer, and she's the person that will be able to help you with that if you have any specific questions about it. And Tanya, would you provide assistance with which classes to select to make sure we're meeting the requirements? Definitely. So that's a big part of what we do in the email that you will be receiving in the upcoming days and weeks. It will tell you a little bit more about the requirements for each grade, but also that moving day is very important for when the students will meet the academic dean and the advisor, and will be able to help you with, okay, this is great. Maybe you should think about this class since you took this and this class in the previous school that you went to. Maybe this class can be a little bit more challenge for you. What do you think? And there is a time for you families to also, be able to contact the students, well, I mean, talk to the students, talk to the advisors, the academic dean, to figure which one fits your kid better. So yeah. Do you provide transportation to Amtrak as well? Yes, definitely. We provide transportation to the train station, to Amtrak. Bellows Falls is the closest place, the closest Amtrak station, and a lot of the kids take it. Yeah. Awesome. Uh, Again, I want to make sure that you know that we're here. We're here to help out. I know moving into a new place and coming into a new school can be something that at times can be challenging, especially before you get there. I feel like once you get here, you're like, okay, I'm ready. I can do this. But the days before, right? Like what to bring, what not to bring, little questions that you might not feel like you have the answers for, we're here. Please feel free to contact me directly. I'm also gonna put the student life email, um, student life at Vermont Academy or which is the email that every person in the student life team is able to see it. So there might be questions that even if I cannot get to them, Miss Napik, who is the assistant dean of students, can help you with, or Miss Miller, who is the dean of Res Life, can help you with. If you need transportation the first day from the airport already, you can send us or your itinerary, and that will be the email, studentlife at vermontacademy.org. And that will be a way for us to, first of all, connect with you, get to know you a little bit better, but also for you to let us know the details about what time your kid is arriving, so we can help you with transportation from the airport, if that's the case. Okay. I want to make sure that I answer the last question from Wendy. When do we order books, class specific supplies if we don't have class finalized until that moving day? So, again, most of the classes you will have them finalized before that, right? When you pick those classes, if you come from a school that you've been having Spanish 1 or Spanish 2, most likely you will be having Spanish 3, right? But we also give that kind of like grace periods of 2 weeks to make sure that teachers provide you exactly what is needed, and during those 2 weeks we kind of allow the kids to, while they're ordering their books and the stuff, teachers, we provide the material, right? So that's something that we want to also be mindful, like don't stress it in that sense. Again, there might be classes that you already know from the beginning, my kid wants to take that, or as a kid I want to take that, and that's great. You will already have the books on my VA that are required, but there might be some classes that you might have a little bit more doubts about, and if that's the case, don't worry, no one is expecting you to have all the books, all the material that first day for that specific reason. So the teachers will be able to provide the material for that first week and a half, while those things get ordered. Um, yes, the students, the families pay for the textbooks. However, a lot of those textbooks get passed from people to people, and that's something that we also try to offer as much as we can within each department. So a good rule of thumb, I'll say yes. More often than not, the families will have to pay for those books. but there are some times in which some books have been donated by students, and because after you move on, they wanted to make sure that someone else can have access to those. So that's things happen as well. But good rule of thumb is yes, the families will should buy those books, and they will buy them. Yeah. So awesome. Well, Elo, I don't know if you have anything else that you want to share before we let you go and to continue enjoy your day. Anything, Elo?
Well, I just want to say, like, as I was coming in, I was super nervous, but my tour guide, when I toured, told me half the school is new every year. So, returning students, we are aware of that. We know the familiar faces and we know people who we don't know. So, every time, like, my first week, when someone saw me and they didn't know who I was, they made sure they came up to me and they asked about me. They were like, what's up? What's your name? What are you doing? Do you want to hang out? Because at VA, like, no one is left alone because I've been there for 2 weeks, 2 years. It's gonna be my third. I know my people. I know who's been there, and I know, like, when I see a new face, as a new student, I had so many worries. I wouldn't like someone, like, staying in their corner, having to worry and being stressed. Like, I want to help them out, and I'm not the only one. My others, the other student leaders, and even if you're not a student leader, sometimes people they just want to have like a big role, but they're there to help you. So, like, if someone sees you or sees your kid or anything, they're not gonna let them alone. That's impossible. And I'm the first one to prove it. Every time I see someone, I go up to them, I ask about them because I know how it feels to, being unsure. You don't know anyone, I didn't speak the language very well, so it can be really stressful, but people are there for you, and you're never alone. And I wanted, like, a fun fact, my mom was calling me and I didn't have the time to really answer, and she was really worried. And then I called her and I said, Mom, if I'm not answering, it's because I'm busy. I'm doing something with people. Like, you know, I felt bad a bit, but she was worried, dropping your kid off. It's their first time, in another country alone by themselves. And I told her, like, when I'm not answering, it's because I'm doing something. I'm always doing something. I'm with people. I'm not alone, and everything's gonna be fine. So
Thank you, Elo. Appreciate it. And I hope I can picture all the parents telling their kids right now that are sitting next to them, say, "You better be calling me. You better be calling me." But that's good. That means exactly you're busy and you're having fun. So again, thank you all families for making it today. This will be this recorded, so we'll be able to share this as well online. And again, in the next couple of weeks, please take a look at those emails because on Friday, a lot of those emails will be coming up with more information to get you ready for the academic year. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it, and please feel free to reach out if you have any questions. We are here to help. All right. Thank you.